Good day, welcome to our web class. This is Teacher Jeans. We will be discussing your Module 5 to 6 topic for your Organization and Management subject. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to be able to discuss the nature and levels of planning and types of plans, and also apply appropriate planning techniques and tools in business decision making. So what is planning? It is the most fundamental function of the management. It is the basic process of setting up goals to be reached and course of action to be followed. So it is in fact a prerequisite. So it's supposed to have a here prerequisite to effective management. So planning now is a process of thinking before doing. So we have already been introduced to the 5 essential functions of a manager, which is planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. So this is also considered as a conceptual framework of the management. So again, it is the most fundamental function of management. It is the process by which managers establish goals, define methods, and think of strategies by which these goals are to be attained. So according to Weirich and Cons, planning involves selecting missions and objectives and the actions to achieve them. So it requires decision making, which is choosing from among future alternative course of action. So another definition from human. So if planning is deciding in advance. So what needs to be done? That is a plan in a projected course of action. So planning is thinking ahead as to the future course of action. So it is also acceptable to say that planning is a process of thinking before doing. So one of the known individual, who is Henry Fayol, defines planning as deciding the best alternatives among others to perform different managerial operations to achieve the predetermined goals. So management has to plan for a long-range and short-range future direction by looking ahead into the future and by estimating and evaluating the future behavior of the environment. Plans have two basic components, so goals and action plans. So again, first goals, then the second one is the action plan. Goals represent an end statement, the targets and results that managers hope to achieve, while the action plans represent the means by which an organization goes ahead to attain its goals. So planning is not an easy task, no? So it involves intellectual thinking and mental activity to be able to plan effectively. So the nature of planning can be highlighted as follows. So planning is goal oriented. So a manager cannot do planning unless the goal is specified. Then planning is futuristic in nature, so it means looking ahead. And then planning exists in all managerial activities, so it is a primary function of managers at all levels. And planning is not a guessword, it is based on facts and information. And of course, planning is flexible, so it is a dynamic, in a process capable of adjustments by the need and requirement of the situation. So I include here the list of the objectives of planning. So here are some: to focus attention on objective and results, to reduce uncertainty and change, to provide sense of direction, to encourage innovation and creativity, to help in coordination, to guide decision-making, to provide a basis for decentralization, to provide economy in operation, and of course, to facilitate control. Planning is a part of management concerned with creating procedures, rules, and guidelines for achieving a stated objective. So, planning is carried out, and managers need to create broad objectives and mission statements as well. So, these are the three types of plans used by management um, in order to um, focus no in making planning. So types of plan, you have first strategic plan. So this plan is a high level overview of the entire business, so its vision, mission, corporate objectives, and values. So this plan also is the foundational basis of the organization and will form part of the long-term decision. So the scope of this plan can be 2, 3, 5, or even 10 years. So managers at every level will turn to the strategic plan to guide their decisions. So it will also influence the culture within the organization and how it interacts with the customers. So therefore, the strategic plan must be forward-looking and flexible. So this this type of plan answer the question what. Okay, so the components of strategic plans, we have vision, mission, and values. So when we say vision, so this is how the company wants to be envisioned. And mission, it is a more realistic overview of the company's aim and ambitions. And of course, the values, so this answers the question, how do you want to inspire the world, or how do you want to be known? Okay, so vision, it's for example, um, where will you be in the next 5 years? In mission, what will you do to be in that position in the next 5 years? Okay, in tactical plan, it describes the tactics the organization plans to use to achieve the ambitions outlined in the strategic plan. So it is a short range, say less than 1 year, a low-level document that breaks own broader mission statements into smaller and actionable chunks. So this answers the question how. This one answers the question what. Next, aside of this definition of the tactical plan, this specifically focuses on coming out with specific deadlines, timetables, budget, the resources, the person responsible for the project and marketing, the funding, and etc. Then we have the last one. We have the operational plan. So this operational plan describes the day-to-day running of the company. Okay, this charts out a roadmap to achieve the tactical goals within the time frame. So this plan is highly specific with an emphasis on short-term objectives. So creating the operational plan is a responsibility of the low-level managers and supervisors. So an operational plan can either be single-use plans or ongoing plans. So when we say single-use plans, um, this is created or events or activities with a single occurrence, such as sales rally, a marketing campaign, recruitment drive, and etc. So single-use plans tend to be highly specific. And when we say ongoing plans, so these plans can be used in multiple settings on an ongoing basis. So it could be a policy, a set of rules or procedures, and can be changed for repeated as required. So let's move on to the planning at different levels in the firm. So an organization can have many different managers across different levels, positions, levels of authority, and hierarchy. So in any organization, managers are on top of their subordinates. So they carry out plans through the support of their staff. So here, we will discuss planning at different levels in the firm. So most organizations have three management levels. So first, we have the top level managers. So these are the corporate managers. Then the middle level managers. We have the tactical managers and the frontline managers, or what we call the operational managers. So these managers perform different tasks by their level of authority in the organization hierarchy. So in many organizations, the number of managers in every level resembles a pyramid like this. Okay, so for the top level managers, so these are the chairperson, the board of director, the president, the CEO, the CFO, the COO, the vice president, and corporate head. So these managers are responsible for controlling and overseeing the entire organization. So they are the ones, okay, so they are the ones who the firm, they play a significant role in the mobilization of outside resources. So they have, of course, a great deal of managerial experience. So most of them have an advanced degree such as Masters in Business Administration. Others have been groomed and trained and moved up from the ranks and are part of the succession planning for high potential management trainees. And they do not direct the day-to-day activities of the firm. So rather, they set goals, leads the entire company to achieve the goals set. And the goals, vision, mission of the firm is apparently set to the entire firm as a guide in achieving the set goal. And next, we have the middle level managers. So um, they are those in the level of the below top managers. So their job titles include general manager, regional manager, division manager, and plant manager. So they are responsible for carrying out the goals set by the top management. So they do so by setting goals for their departments and other business units. So middle managers motivate and assist the first line managers to achieve business objectives, and also they may communicate upward. Okay, so they may communicate upward and by offering suggestions, feedback to the top executives, because these middle level managers are more involved in the day-to-day working of a company. So they may provide valuable information to the top managers to help improve the organization's bottom line. So they execute organizational plans in conformance with the company policies and objectives, and they also define and discuss information from top management to lower management. So they are just like bridge, okay? And they also motivate and guides these low-level managers towards better performance. And in planning, no, in planning, they implement effective group or intergroup work and information systems. So they monitor um, group level performance indicators, diagnose and resolve problems within and among work groups. So they design and implement reward system. And of course, we have the low-level managers, or what we call the frontline managers. So they are the supervisors, you know. So these managers have job titles such as office manager, department manager, store manager, or supervisor. So these managers focus on controlling and directing. So they are responsible for the daily management of line workers or the employees. So although lower level managers do not set goals for the organization, they have an unyielding influence on the company. So these are the managers that most employees interact with on a daily basis. If the manager's performance is poor, then employees may also perform poorly. Okay, so they cascade. Okay, they cascade the goals among their subordinate to be carried out specifically, and it is at this level of management wherein daily activities is being supervised and